Alright guys, welcome back. Today we're doing another gas mask review. This is the MIRA safety. This is the CM-6M tactical gas mask. Now I'm not going to be doing just a review on this mask. I'm also going to be doing a comparison to another common gas mask, and that's the Polish gas mask, surplus gas mask. And I think these are called the 6Ms, I think. They're actually named very similarly, if I remember correctly. I do already have a full review on this gas mask on my channel. So anyways, so we're going to start with this gas mask here. And I'm going to go over the pros and cons between each mask, as well as my testing as well and what I know on this mask. Now, full disclosure, MIRA Safety did send me this mask in order to test and review. And I've been playing around with it for a couple weeks now. I've been doing some shooting with it. I've done some smoke tests, as you're going to see here in a minute. And so far, I'm relatively I'm relatively impressed with it. Now, these are running for about $260 over on their website. I am going to put a link down below. It's going to be my affiliate link for you to go and take a look and get one for yourself. They're a very, very, very high quality mask. Now, something that I like about this mask over some of their other offerings or some of the other gas masks on the market is the field of view. You have a very large field of view with this. It's almost completely non-obstructed whatsoever. And this mask does have some other features that do kind of make it better than one of these surplus masks. So first of all, it does have a diaphragm on it, so you can hear with it. But unlike some of the other gas masks that are on the market, it does have a built-in drink system, unlike the Polish mask where the drink system is separate. So basically what you have is you have this tube and this tube right here that connects to this, and you pop this out, and this is your drinking stem, and it comes with a drinking canteen already. And the way the canteen works is you have this kind of one-way check valve, and you just pop it in. So it's just like that. Now once it's in, you've got your water, your drink system set up, you can turn this valve to open and close it as you need to. And then of course you have your drinking straw right in here that you can bring into your mouth, and then this is what you drink out of. Now the whole purpose behind that is so you can still drink without having to take off your mask. And if you're in a contaminated zone, you don't want to take off your mask no matter what, even to drink. Plus this system here also makes it to where you can keep as minimal contaminations out of your drinking system as possible. And it is kind of neat that it is included in the mask and built in. You even have this little hook that hooks right here. It goes right through this right here, so it stays in place, and you don't have to worry about having separate tubes and stuff for your drink system. Unlike with the Polish mask, you have to actually open this up, insert the tube, and then still have your separate bottle and everything. Now with this system here though, because you can change the length of your tube because it doesn't have one, the cool thing about this is you can use this in conjunction with something like a Camelback or something, because, well, I mean, you can have as long a tube as you want. You, in theory, could do the same with the 6M. However, you would have to change out this tube and then hook it up to your Camelback. Depending on how your Camelback is set up, you could just simply cut your Camelback tube and mount it directly into this valve right here, and then, you know, you can work that valve like that. Now, the Polish mask does not have any kind of valve. So once your tube's hooked up and your water or your drink system is in, it's open unless you have a valve on the bottle or on a valve in the tubing itself. So that is very convenient to have everything all put into one little package. Now you got your regular right hand filter, basically your left hand filter here, And then you are supposed to be able to put a second filter on the other side, but I've not been able to get this to unthread, and I'm just afraid that I'm going to break it or something like that. So I was waiting to, get all the testing done with it before I messed with that. Now another cool feature on it is for the head on the back, you have this nice mesh that holds onto the back of your head. Unlike with the Polish, you have just this little rubber web section, and you hold with that. Now the strapping system on here is also a little bit easier to adjust. You got this old-fashioned, kind of belt type setup, and it's all springy nylon. So unfortunately, the only problem I see with this is this holding moisture. But then again, I don't see that as being that big of an issue. Depending on what kind of situation you're in, that's the least of your problems that you're worrying about. Now, as far as the comfort for the mask, it's extremely comfortable. And I have had no fogging issues whatsoever. Now, in all my testing with my shooting, the only problem that I've had with this mask that the old Polish mask has an advantage on is you have this big wide screen right here, which is actually a solid hard screen, which I do like that. Unlike with the Polish screen, it's kind of soft and flexible. But the difference is right here. So this mask, the screen comes over real far on this side, on the lens, unlike with the Polish mask. So the problem that you have with that is it's hard to get a cheek weld when aiming a rifle with this particular mask. So anything that's got low iron sights, bit of a problem with this. I tried shooting my CM-6M with it, couldn't get a beat on the iron sights. Same thing with my my CM-6C, my Centurion C308 with a LVPO on it. Still kind of hard to get a good cheek weld on it. Now, if you were in a situation where you knew you were going to be running this mask, obviously you're going to set up your rifle ahead of time to have a optic with a higher riser on it, so you can get a good sight picture while wearing your mask. So that's something it's a negative if you're going to be running this and not planning on using it and your rifle's not set up for it. But if you know there's a possibility you're going to be using this, you're going to set up your equipment ahead of time to work with it, and then you won't have that issue. And I tell you what, with this particular filter right here that they did supply with me, that's made in the Czech Republic. This is the NBC77 SOF. This is a combination filter. It is a lot easier to breathe through this mask with even just one filter than the Polish mask with this old surplus. I guess it's a 1VZ. Yeah, so it's a lot easier to breathe through this. Now you can see the differences in thickness here. Obviously this one is going to breathe a little bit better. Also, it is all mil spec, so you can get any military surplus filter and screw it in. So that is a plus. So, the surplus NATO filters that are around, they do have expiration dates, but they will work on here. Now, they sent me this one here. I'd let them know I only was able to do a smoke test. I let them know, unfortunately I don't have anywhere I can test anything a little bit more harsh than smoke, but I did have some large military smoke bombs that I had purchased when I was in Houston last time I was there, and I decided to use those. Now, for those that don't know, yeah, it's a commercial smoke bomb you can buy at a fireworks stand, but sulfur is still toxic, and it can still kill you in high concentrations. Certainly the conditions in which I tested this from, you wouldn't be having a good time if you were stuck inside of that container with this. Now this filter personally is a little overkill than what they sent for what I let them know I'd be testing for. And I have this right here. This is the little information packet that came with the filter itself, and it kind of just goes over everything that the filter is. I mean, all the specs, you know, the breathing resistance, stuff like that, the types, class, all the basic information that you're going to need to know. And it also tells you what particles it's capable, or what chemicals and particles it is capable of protecting against, and in what concentrations. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll post up, you know, a solid section to this here on the link for just a few seconds. Actually, you know what? Let me see here. Yeah, it'd be easier if I just post up a thing up on the screen, and I'll put a link also directly to this filter as well, so y'all can read the specs specifically off the website. But for sure, definitely a lot overkill for what I was able to test it with, and in that test, it did very well. So I'm going to run that test right now and let y'all take a look at that. Alright, so this is going to be the smoke test for the CM-6. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to close myself inside of this shipping container, light a really big smoke bomb, and see how it holds up. Don't smell a thing. You see, it's pretty smoky in here. So, as you can see in the test that I did, this mask had no issues whatsoever keeping me safe and, from the smoke. And I can tell you what, I didn't smell any sulfur whatsoever, or any smoke smell whatsoever through this filter at all. So this filter certainly did its job, and kept those particles out. Now, I just did a test comparison between the two masks, and using both filters, testing just one filter in the 6M. The 6M breathes much easier than the old Polish mask. I'm not sure 100% why that is. Maybe the valves got a stronger spring or something. I don't know exactly how it works, but the 6M breathes much better than the old Polish mask. Now, something that I do like about the Polish mask over the 6M, and that's going to be the strapping system when you go to install it. So, with the 6M, all your straps are on here as they are. The trick I've been using, I've been loosening these two back straps and then putting the mask on and then retightening. And of course, you do your seal check, you cover over your valve, inhale, and if it squeezes the mask against your face and no air leaks in, you got a good seal. Now, with the Polish mask, it has these hooks on the bottom here. So you can leave these adjusted to what length is tight, quickly slip the mask on your face, and then hook these on. And then your mask is set. I really do like that system. I wish that MIRA would maybe think about incorporating that system in the future for these bottom two straps. It would certainly make putting the mask on a lot easier and faster. than, you know, this current system. Now the rest of this is just fine. I love the mesh. It makes sure you got a lot of good coverage on the back of your head, and you're able to wear this comfortably. The mask is extremely comfortable. And I'll show you here a video where I was able to do I ran some drills with it. You know, just some of my little own concoction of a drill. And even with the filter on, I was able to breathe relatively easily out of this mask and keep moving. Now, if I had a second filter on it, of course, it would be even easier, because you would be able to spread out that airflow across 2 filters on each side. Now, even beyond that, MIRA does have a system that it's a battery-powered system you can put on your back, and you can mount filters to it. Then it runs a hose up to the mask, either on one side or 2 sides, and it has an actual air pump inside of it that puts forced air into the mask for you. So you're not having to use your own lung power to draw air through filters into the mask. I'm curious to see if they're going to be willing to send out one of those for me to check out. But, you know, that's something that's really cool that you can run with this mask. Now, also think about it like this. You could also run that exact same system with any of your surplus masks that have a NATO standardized threads. And that's because it uses these NATO standardized threads and the NATO standardized threads on the filters. So you could buy just that system if you have, you know, surplus Polish gas masks laying around, or any surplus gas masks for that matter, that have this thread, and then you can have a more effective mask system. Because the issue when you're doing any kind of actual combat or work while running one of these masks is you're easily going to lose your breath by having to work harder to breathe air through one of these filters. And if you have that pump that's able to put the air pressure in there, essentially your lungs aren't working as much, and you can keep the airflow a lot easier. So that's something that's neat that they have, and something that's definitely worth taking a look into. And I'm also sure if you look into that system, there's probably some more playing around and customization you can do with it as well. So that's just really good products that MIRA does supply as far as their gas mask system goes. Now, like I said, I do really like the fact that this is a hard plastic shell. That does mean you do have some eye protection, puncture resistance through this screen. I'm not 100% sure. Let me check out the website. Now I'm going to see if on the website they have any kind of rating for this. I'll be right back. So I just looked on the website. I couldn't find any information specifically about how this, if there is any kind of puncture or impact resistant rating for this screen, but it is made out of polycarbonate. They didn't specify what type of polycarbonate, but certainly you're going to get more protection out of this than this. This type of here, this little thin plastic, yes, it will keep out the gas, but that could easily be punctured. I could probably stab through this with a pencil, and then guess what? Your mask is ruined. Now with this mask, it does appear that you can replace your screen, your glass. So that is something interesting. Also, the system comes with a little stud hole right here, and what that is if you have glasses that are rated for certain things, you can actually attach spectacles inside of this and run spectacles with either for vision enhancement, or if you wanted to run sunglasses inside of this, you could run this like that. And they do sell the little adapter for this as well for that. Now I was looking at some of the specs on the website. Now these are made in the Czech Republic, which it's kind of neat because, you know, well, I mean, it's foreign, you know. I'm a surplus guy, so, you know, as far as firearms go, I love everything that comes out of Czech, the Czech Republic. You know, huge CZ fan. But you know, so they have good quality control over there as far as the stuff that they build. despite even being a Slavic country, and you know, a lot of those countries, you know, they don't have a whole lot of quality control, a lot of their stuff, but everything that comes out of the Czech Republic usually seems to be awesome. Now, I'm looking here on the website here. They advertise these being used for all kinds of things, but here's my hot take on this. You should always have gas masks available for you and your family, no matter what. Now, MIRA, they sell a whole wide range of gas masks and gas protection products for all kinds of situations. They have child's gas masks. They even have a gas mask chamber, or a gas chamber that you can put a pet inside of, a cat or a dog, and it has the pump, and you can keep your pet safe from any particulates that could be in the air. Now, what I'm thinking of is, you never know what's going to go on in the world. Just unknowns. Having something like this, or even some cheap surplus Polish masks like this, is always good to have. Now, the thing about the mask was stored for a long time. The filters you have to keep an eye on. Some of these filters are rated to only last for a few years. Some have a lot longer storage life. Some of these come in, like the surplus military ones, they'll come in a sealed, almost like aluminum foil bag, almost. And, you know, usually you'll be rated for you know, a good amount of time. For instance, this one here is, you know, I think from 94, 95, probably when the mask was made. But you can get these filters new, and you get them from all different types of you know, threats. The way I look at it is, you never know if you're gonna have to go out and travel through mustard gas, or say there's a dirty bomb set off, or EMP, and large areas get irradiated, or, you know, even if, you never know, Yellowstone could blow up, you know. Something like this could just make sure that you and your family are able to move and breathe and stay active a lot easier than sealing yourself inside. Sometimes staying put is the way to go. Sometimes you need to move. Of course, we all just came off of COVID. Stuff like this, if you had this in one of these filters, you know, you could have gone just about everywhere and been just fine, you know, as long as you did everything else, you know, wash your hands, blah, 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 blah. But I'm saying these masks have so many different purposes beyond, you know, just the face of military use or police use. Civilians should have gas masks. It's one of those things that's useful. But these masks are actually very high quality. I dig it. I really do. Like I said, my only main complaint is just the cheek weld situation, and then not really wishing this had hooks on these bottom ones. Besides that, I mean, the mask has been awesome, and it's done its job in my testing, and it's going to be on the channel for a while, and you're going to keep on seeing it. There's no reason why I'm going to stop using it. I'll probably be doing some more training videos with it, and kind of seeing what I can do as far as pushing its limits. And if I get a chance to do any more severe testing with it, you know, like pepper spray or anything else I can maybe get my hands on, I'm probably be able to post that. But, you know, as of right now, don't see it happening anytime soon. But it might be one of those situations where I just come across it, I'm like, you know what, let's do it and hit it up. But anyways, guys, that's it for the CM-6M by MIRA. I'm going to have the link down in the description to be able to get your own if you want it. And y'all have a good one, and I'll see y'all guys next time.